for Francis. I gotta be, the story of his life. I was praying for this guy to make the miracle happen, but that fight showed exactly what it was supposed to show, and exactly what it was supposed to show the first time Francis stepped in a boxing ring, which is that he's not a boxer. He's an MMA guy fighting as a boxer, and the levels, mate, the levels were just massive. And as much as Francis is an absolute beast, Anthony Joshua saw every single hole in that defense and just exploited it easily. I mean, it's one thing to say Francis Ngannou getting outboxed. It's another thing to say someone who I've never seen even hurt before, flat out unconscious on his back. I hate saying that bit when you care about a fighter. We've all been there, man, when you invest in a fighter and you want the best for him. And his story just is so inspirational that sucked, bro. It was I was good for him, man. But I'm happy for AJ. Losing to Ngannou for AJ would have been a disaster, and he had so much more riding on this. And yet still, I gotta commend how calm he was. He was the cold killer in there. Of course he was supposed to win, but most people were being yeah, late on, no points, because Francis is so tough and such a beast of a man. So for him to knock him out in the way he did, I mean, even people who thought he was going to win were like, whoa, we have just seen what a level Anthony Joshua is on right now, and I'm so happy for him, to be honest, because it's probably not been easy in the last few years for him, losing the title, going through what he did, the meltdown. He deserves this moment, man. But I do want to give Ngannou credit as well. I know people will be like, look, he got smashed, yada yada yada. What he's come through in life, it inspires me. And I met this guy, and he was so nice, such a gentle giant. He signed the UFC belt for us. When you have a bit of time with someone like that and you see what they've come through, when you hear it from their own mouth of I had to go through all of this just to even be here, bro. Let alone how great and how hard it is to become a UFC champion. How many people will ever be a UFC champion, let alone go, hey, I'm also going to go straight into boxing and fight the best of the best immediately. That's inspirational. And yeah, he got smoked by AJ, but fuck me, didn't do too bad in the first fight.
There's my guy, True Geordie, and his take on Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. And we got it wrong. I thought that AJ was going to win on points. I didn't think it was going to be a knockout. I thought if it was going to be a knockout, it would be in the hands of Francis Ngannou. Everybody looked at the size, the natural muscle mass, the neck, the head, of Francis. He was just so much bigger. Not as tall, but big. So you're thinking, man, one false move from AJ, lights out. I remember the Tyson Fury fight. Tyson Fury missed some of the hardest punches. He got caught that left hook that bounced off the shoulder. Yeah. But if he would have got hit with one of those overhand rights, I think Tyson Fury would have probably still be asleep. Right? Near flatline status. And I'm with True Geordie too. When I felt bad for Francis, you know what I mean? You could tell he was sad. You could tell it hurt him to his core, because he thought that he was going to go out there and do another inspirational fight with another top fighter. And the way it ended, it just surprised everybody. You know what I mean? And his story, I look at Francis Ngannou and I think of Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, grew up fighting for rice and, bringing bags of rice home to his family and stuff like that. And then, let alone coming the only 8 division world champion in the world and doing magnificent things in multiple weight classes. Then he gets knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay, and that was heartbreaking. And I thought, Manny's was seriously hurt. I mean, he was knocked out cold. And I seen it at a local bar, and I was like, oh my God, what did he get hit with? Because, Manny was engaging and he got knocked out. And the same thing happened to Francis. He wasn't face down. He was, straight back. So, yeah, I think, a lot of people felt bad for Francis because he wasn't, he wasn't a dickhead. You know what I mean? He was a good dude, and to see anybody that has that type of humbleness, fall like he fell, it's cringe. It's like, oh, but yeah, I'm happy for AJ. So yeah, AJ needed to show hey, There's levels to this. That's why you shouldn't cross over and fight the top. It would be different if he was campaigning at heavyweight boxing and then go through the rankings. But he warped quickly through all of that. Okay, and then it was kind of like, oh, wow. But then how he performed with Tyson Fury, it made you think like, okay, well, wait a minute. This is more to this guy than just MMA, isn't it? So you got to look at it like that's what it is. But he saved the best for last. That's why I cut it when I cut it. You know, he didn't do too bad the first fight. So it's like, hey, that's absolutely true. I mean, he wouldn't have got that damn fight if he wouldn't have performed the way he performed by dropping Tyson Fury on his arse. So, yeah. So, yeah, credit to Francis, man. Anthony Joshua did what he's supposed to do, and I think we all got it wrong. I thought AJ would win on points, but maybe got knocked down a couple times. Some scares, kind of like Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, how that went down. Then Joseph Parker won because Zhilei Zhang ran out of gas. I thought it was going to be that way because we knew Francis, had a gas tank only for an MMA platform, okay? MMA standards, it's 3 or 5 5-minute rounds, okay? But when you get in the boxing ring, there's a little different. It's a lot different. Okay, but anyway, you guys tell me what you think of True Geordie and this reaction thereof. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.